How long gone? Chris and Jason back at you with another episode of our podcast. I am mercifully in New York City, where the sun has just peeked out from behind the storm clouds. Them jeans, what's good, baby?
I'm just still riding high off of you saying, how long gone back at you.
That
just had a good energy to it.
That was kind of for you, actually. I thought about you when I was saying I wanted to get you invigorated, kind of give you a verbal cold plunge, if you will.
Oh yeah, dunk me in. It's a real Beastie Boys style dunk in the cold plunge.
Oh yeah,
back at you in effect in the place. Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm just chilling, man. Just mentally preparing to wake up early tomorrow. Off to Eau Claire, Wisconsin. I saw a photo friend of the show, Kareem from Subway Takes. He was landing in Minneapolis, and he posted a photo. Shit looked like Transylvania in the dead of winter, just snow everywhere. Like it's still wintering there.
It didn't look like that. I looked up the weather in Eau Claire, and it wasn't bad.
Okay.
It wasn't that bad. Kareem,
I'm okay with snow. It's magical, but you know.
Kareem is the pride of Minnesota, though. It's Prince.
I think because of TikTok, he's edged Prince out. He is number one now.
Oh man, he loves that. No, but I also have to get up early, not quite as early as you, but I can't believe that I'm going back to the airport. After my week, but you know this is duty calls, Jason, and we have to go to Wisconsin, and that's what we do. We show up.
Yeah, Carolyn, I think, is gonna go to Las Vegas now to see Aziz with Sue and some other friends.
Oh, is Aziz doing comedy again?
It's like Asian girl. It's Asian girl. Grateful Dead at the Sphere is what it feels like. Aziz is at Caesar's Palace.
Caesar's Palace. I didn't know.
Yeah, we're doing bus runs from Monterey Park over to Vegas every hour on the hour. Let's go.
I didn't know Aziz was doing. I thought he was just in Europe cashing Netflix checks and not participating in the cruel world of stand-up, but I guess I was wrong.
I think he's been in the lab with the pen and the pad. I think he's probably going to have... I mean, I don't know, because he's so removed from America and he doesn't go on social media, so, you know, it's always interesting to hear what somebody like that has to say. But I feel like he's sort of dipping into his, like, older, wiser... kind of Aziz, you know what I mean?
I can't do it good as I don't.
It's less like his. I mean, I'm only assuming, but you know, less of his like you guys like that kind of vibe into like Let me tell you about parenthood kind of thing.
I wonder if he's going to talk about his close relationship with Kanye West. Do you think maybe that's going to hit the cutting room floor?
I don't know if he's going to bring up Ye.
I don't know if he's going to bring up. I was listening. I was listening to them talk about Ye on the Joe Budden podcast, and Joe said that he was like, if Kanye came out in the black KKK outfit, you have to punch him. And I just thought that was, he's like, I mean, I would have punched him. Academics should have punched him and then did the interview.
Right.
And I was like, wow, that's an interesting, I wonder how an interview would go if you punch your subject before it starts. You know, like what is that? Even if they deserve it and they know they deserve it, I think that might set the wrong tone.
That would be, it would take two masters of discourse to recover from like, all right, before we get into this convo and you play me some new beats, we're going to punch each other in the face as hard as we can.
When Gore Vidal gets punched in the face by academics and they're able to somehow get through it, you know?
Gore famously said everyone's got a plan until you get hit in the nose, and he dealt those out. But I mean, it would be really cool to see. I mean, I guess it is an ultimate like kind of cuck on cuck with academics. He will do anything that anyone says. And then Kanye is like the kind of guy of like, what if we got in a fight and you hit me a bunch and our bodies were really close and, you know, maybe like can you wear these glasses actually?
It's really something else. I did not watch that because I don't care at all. But
no,
it is a striking
it's just
visual.
Pathetic. I feel bad. Whatever happened to Kanye, man? It's just at this point he's wearing a black KKK costume and live streaming with academics. Like it's dark. Like what is this?
He used to be with Charlie Rose. You know what I mean? He used to really sit with the greats. I bet Kanye West has been on Good Morning America. The fall from Kathy Lee and Hoda all the way down to the depths of academics that's something that we should study in the future.
It's making Adam 22 look like, you know, Fresh air.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's fresh air. If your fresh air is backwoods, I think that is definitely what that is. Yeah, a whole lot of cough syrup.
The fresh air. Yeah, I'm getting mango. I'm getting Hennessy. What else is there on the palate?
What are these top notes?
Is that jasmine? It is jasmine. Got it. Yeah, yeah. I was upset.
Is that Black Ice car air freshener? Yeah, I mean. You're going through it.
Yeah, I'm going through it. I was doing the dog walk this morning, walking past the middle school, and then like every morning, you know, they have like free play to get the zoomies out or whatever, and like people will play basketball and run around and whatever. And now they converted the play area to pickleball courts. So now
hell no.
It's just a bunch of like 11-year-old Armenian kids with like Bally's vests on. And they you just hearing that whack at like 8 a.m. I feel so bad for all these kids.
The thing about pickleball that shocks me, because I guess I see it all. If I go to like Bar Pitti, there's a big pickleball court on that corner, and it's like hundreds of people playing pickleball. But the sound is unbelievable, but it also seems to be going so slow. Like it feels like they're stuck in molasses. Yeah. Like you see a guy wind up and hit it like, you know, some like buff banker hits it as hard as he can, and it's like a child could return it. I don't understand the challenge of the game. Is it a placement?
It's for people that don't
power?
It's for people that don't want to challenge. It's for that, and it's for people who have to gamify a game. Yeah. Who are like, this game is fun, but what if we made it easier? Cocaine is good. What if we turn it into crack? I feel like they just have to figure out a way to, like, you know, what if we listen to this podcast at 0.5 or we go to the batting cages and like instead of doing like the fast pitch, what if you just do the softball pitch and it's fun to hit and you get to hit it every time?
I've been thinking about hitting the batting cages actually.
Is it because the New York Yankees bat? You want to get one of those cool new bats and hit?
Torpedo bats? I think that Cho and I were having one of those classic, like, I'll beat you in every sport discussions, and I was like, take me to the batting cage, I'll whip your ass, you know. And he was not super receptive to that, but I feel like
he didn't want the smoke?
I think he thought he could win, which is, I just think, insane. I'm Jose Canseco of this shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, how far do you want me to hit it is the question, you know? Not will I.
Okay. So you guys can battle it out, and then to see who goes against me. Is that how this works?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You're more of a Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds type, so you are kind of the ultimate boss.
I am a Mark McGwire. 2 tall, crazy white boys, storied past from Huntington Beach.
See, honestly, I knew it. I felt it. I didn't know he was from Huntington Beach.
The local Starbucks to the house where I grew up, there is a signed plaque with his bat up there because that he just goes there every morning.
It's really cool that like a Starbucks has that. Like I've never
remember back in the day when Starbucks was like, ooh, the fancy people's coffee shop, and now
you got Mark McGwire coming down off steroids asking for a macchiato. It's not really. It isn't. I mean, I think
10 ventis, keep them coming.
Keep them coming. Here's $100. Keep them coming.
I'll fucking kill you right now, bro. I'll fucking kill you right now.
But I don't understand. I didn't know Starbucks locations were able to personalize like that. That's
what I was saying. These are the Starbucks of yore, back when they had some original personality. Back in the day.
I see. Okay. I see.
And that was also back when people would make fun of you for being like a yuppie snob for going to Starbucks, and now it's where people, you know, plug their IV drip into the pink drink and ride their scooter home from school.
Morehouse had a dinner at Gem last night, and I was talking to Flynn.
Shout out, Jack.
I was talking to Flynn. The food was really good. I loved it. It was really, really good. But I was talking to Flynn, and he said that there's a guy that comes into Gem, and he's there from as soon as they open till they close, and he reads a Bible and talks to chicks. But he buys breakfast and lunch.
Okay.
So it's like a torn, you know, Flynn's torn because it's like, obviously I want this guy out of here, and people are like, what's up with the guy reading the Bible? You know, but he's a paying customer. It's tough in New York.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little bit of a checkmate scenario. If you are there and you're buying, I mean, at least he's reading the Bible and not Mein Kampf, but
sure.
But now but if he's at Gem Wine, posted up trying to holler at chicks, I feel like there's a 40% chance he's listening to this podcast right now.
Jim Home is a daytime. I feel like yes, it's very possible. But I'm saying like I think that like the commitment to the bit is like basically you're reading the Bible to show women that you're like safe. I think
right. But if he does it every day, day in, day out, is it a bit or is it?
Well, have you read the Bible, Jason? It takes a long time to get through that thing. Okay. I mean, it is a dense tome. Okay. I tell you what.
I mean, if I made it my job, I feel like I could finish it in a week. You know what I mean? At the latest.
You definitely couldn't. I don't know. I mean, maybe you could.
What do you mean? It was what, 500 pages? If that was your only job, I don't want to read the Bible. It's
500 pages of slog that is so boring. Like 500 pages.
It's very
of something
derivative.
Really interesting could be exactly. I've heard all this shit before, obviously. Arc, yeah, whatever. But no, I was really fascinated with those, like the kind of people.
Yeah, I was like, Moses, he's been reading Sally Rooney. That shows.
Moses posted a selfie on Instagram with the Intermezzo hardback, so I knew he was.
Moses is eating Intermezzo's nachos right now, hardcore.
Oh God, oh man.
I guess. The only question I want to know, somebody knows who this guy is. So if you are that person or you know this person, I got to know if this guy is hot, because maybe he's so hot, he's so good at pulling women. He's like, what is all my endings are burned off. Maybe I'll be guy who reads the Bible and see if I can still get pussy. And he's like, son of a bitch, it still works. I'm not good.
Somehow I did it. I guess being a bartender and a furniture designer didn't work well enough. I had to reach for the Bible. And that was kind of where I was able to, and it's funny that I didn't even ask how he looked, which is shocking because it's usually a question I would ask.
It's very unlike you to not ask.
I was so hungry. After I had a long day yesterday. I was so hungry that I think maybe my brain wasn't firing on all cylinders.
What was your bite of the night?
There was like
you were very don't talk to me until I've had my fava beans.
Yeah, there was some sort of salad that was amazing. Like I think is there such thing as a fava leaf? Am I crazy?
I mean, there's pea tendrils.
No, it looked like a leaf. It looked like a leafy green, but it wasn't one that I was super familiar with. Obviously, the bread and butter is amazing. That salad was amazing.
Fava leaf feels very kratom related.
There was like a weird gnocchi thing with mushroom, but then he made me a special because it was roast chicken. He made me like a vegetarian thing that was fucking delicious. That was like all vegetables. But him and I were talking about how like every restaurant now is just like a salad and a $65 piece of meat. Yeah. And he's like, I've been going to Jelena a lot because you can go and just get vegetables. You can get 3 or 4 different vegetables. It doesn't cost $500 and you feel better. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
Well, it's the proteinification of America right now, bro.
Totally. But like if I want protein, I also want 3 vegetables. I don't want sad asparagus. You know what I mean? Like you can do both.
Yeah. I mean, like our guest today, when I go out to dinner with him, he's such a protein freak. It's very like, whatever. Give me a steak and a salad. If there's almonds on it, get them out of here.
God bless him. I mean, that's how you keep the gains. I love nuts in a salad too much.
That's why he's so shreddy.
Our guest today is a friend of the show, DJ Python, who has a new EP out on the XL record label that I like a lot. And actually I was with. It's funny, I mentioned that he was coming on the show today to Noah Johnson earlier, and Noah Johnson was like, bro, I was just listening to that on the way here. So I think there's Python's in the air.
Python is having a moment. I think it's cool to see him doing the press rounds. Obviously, for fans of the show, remember he was on a couple years ago, and it was a real kind of a legendary episode that a lot of people liked. Whatever Python's spitting out, we're lapping it up, right, Chris?
Yeah, I'm like a cat with warm milk when it comes to Python.
Yeah, it's cool to see him doing like the Pitchfork video content, and
it's cool if he showed up on time. But he's 2 minutes late right now, so I'm kind of I'm gonna give him till 5, and then I think
I texted him. He knows
we got to call it. You know what I mean? We got to call it after after 5. After 5. I mean, what am I supposed to do?
Your hands are tied at this point. I get it. It's fine.
Every time I go into Sweetgreen now, somebody's talking on speakerphone. I swear to God, and it's been the same girl 3 times.
You're gonna have to change your times or change your location.
Then I recognize her from Equinox, and then she's sitting there talking to her like Greek mother or something, like trying to talk her 80-year-old mother through like using email on speakerphone. This is not a joke. This is 100% something that happens. And I'm just like, this is crazy. Like, I see you at the gym, you have giant headphones. You know what I'm saying? Like I know you have AirPods.
Do you think that people, there's some reason or some way that some people get some pleasure out of being the annoying person on speakerphone?
I want to think that, but I think they're more just like, I don't care about anything but myself. And I don't even consider the fact that this could be a problem. You know what I mean?
Classic narcissism. All right, Brian's here.
I'm stressing actually right now.
Oh shit!
Why are you? What are you stressing?
I'm super stressed.
What are you?
I was just checking my flight, and I had this flight at 12:50 a.m. and I thought it was like tonight 12:50 a.m. but it was like 12:50 a.m. of earlier.
12 hours ago, not in 12 hours.
Brian, this the kind of thing has happened to me before where I got very confused. I think I was leaving like Dubai or something where flights leave just like all night long. So I didn't.
Do you need us to get on the phone with the Delta representative and get this sorted?
No, I'll figure it out. I'm always getting myself into some kind of hijinks.
I mean, you don't become a million miler without breaking a few eggs, right?
No, definitely not. And expensive with the eggs, the cost of eggs now.
Yeah, the avian
That's
flu.
True. It's coming back to haunt
my
us.
Delta miles.
Where are you going?
I'm going to The Hague to play a show. I'm just stressed. I gotta say right now.
Lay it on us.
Okay, well, what's up, bro? Let us help you. Don't you have a staff?
A staff?
Yeah, you got management, booking agent.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, but like, it's not like that. They're not like my. They're not like my.
You're saying it's life stuff. It's Brian stuff.
No, it's a little bit of both. You know what I mean? Trouble seeps in everywhere,
dude. You're telling me I'm a leaky faucet right here. It'd be seeping.
I want. Do you have like on your desk at home just two piles that says Brian and Python? And it's like that's my Brian stuff. That's my Python stuff.
I mean, I can show you guys my nice, but it's bad. It's just like angels. It's angels and vitamins and medication. This is my vibe, guys.
That's a nice boudoir, actually.
Yeah, it is nice, right?
So it's all of your scents.
I tried to restore it. Look how bad of a job.
Okay.
You saw some restoration TikToks.
It's not. Yeah, that's not the best job I've ever seen. But I feel like at least it doesn't look. I didn't see any like powder residue or anything on the. So it seemed it's clean.
No,
it's clean.
Yeah, it's clean. It's not that. We're not that. We're not. We haven't fallen that far yet, Chris. You know what I mean?
I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens in Ridgewood, bro. I don't know what happans out there. I do not know.
Not much, really. I mean, I don't know either. Every time I walk around, there's like a new shop.
But is it like white people stuff?
Yeah, it's the same developers as Greenpoint.
Okay,
it's the same people who developed.
So we'll be able to get a nice piece of a nice ceramic and some almond milk and stuff like that. No problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Are any of the new shops that are opening up ones that you're like stoked about, or is it all just bullshit that you're never gonna go to? Like they got a Raising Cane's in there or some shit.
What's Raising Cane's?
It's a chicken tender restaurant. You never heard it? It's like Chick-fil-A but better.
No, I've never heard of that. It must be some West Coast Steves.
A little. They have them in New York, but you don't really seem like the kind of guy who's eating fast food, though, right?
I try to stay away.
Mm-hmm.
Same, bro.
I know you try. We all try, but when you slip up, where do you go?
Popeyes.
Honestly, even as a person who doesn't eat chicken, that appeals to me when I see it in the airport. If I'm down on my luck, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Popeyes is delicious.
If I'm down on my luck and I get a sniff of that when I'm rolling through Terminal C,
get you a biscuit with some grape jelly on that, huh?
I love a fucking biscuit with grape. That's my culture. That's literally my culture. My fat ass culture. That is growing up. I would have Chick-fil-A plain
biscuits.
You got
grape all over on your shirt and shit when you're a kid.
You know, I got grape stains in my closet right now. Don't test me.
That's an awful lot of grape. That's a lot of.
Awful lot of grape jelly.
I'm only this many. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I love it.
Okay.
I love biscuits, though.
Yeah.
I could talk about biscuits for 45 minutes. I mean, it's one of the greatest things we have.
It's the classic, like you miss your flight in Dubai because of like a time error, and then you're stressed, and you go to the airport, and you're like, I deserve a treat. So you smell Popeyes. You're like, I'm gonna have Popeyes in Dubai. This is kind of like a novel.
Yeah, It is novel. See, for me, when I make a mistake like that, I usually just hit the Prada store, get a little something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Make me feel better.
A little light.
Something light, a wallet, card holder.
Something for the boat.
Yeah, something light. Keychain, you know what I mean? Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy.
Have you ever DJ'd in Dubai, or have you had any offers for any like?
No, Abu Dhabi.
Okay,
that's like Blood Diamond adjacent. Did you do it?
No, it was too far.
Because the bread wasn't right. The bread wasn't right.
The bread was not right at all, bro. I don't want you guys to clown like my dirty socks.
No, it's good, bro. Socks are meant to be used. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're doing kind of like a Depop pose right now. Like I want to buy those socks, but don't wash them, King.
Yeah, you're selling feet pics right now. A little bit.
Oops, I forgot. I didn't mean to post those.
Sorry,
so did you figure out the flight stuff? Did you like get on the horn with Delta Diamond Service and get through it?
No, bro. I literally just realized it like a minute before we got on the thing.
So just to be clear, you thought you were leaving tonight at 12:50, but it was last night at 12:50.
So it was like this morning.
When is the gig?
Tomorrow. I'll get there, bro. I'll get there.
Oh, you're good. All
right. I'm just like, you know, you have those moments where you're like, damn, I'm still this dumb. You know what I mean?
Happens to me every day, bro. Happens to me every day.
It's crazy.
With travel stuff, I find myself sometimes just discombobulated to the point where I could make errors. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, I don't know where I am. I've been going too long. My brain, things stop working the same way after a certain amount of it.
You're in different times. I want to be on my Ronnie Feig, Steve.
Global citizen. Like, global citizen.
Yeah, global citizen. Like every time I pass through, you know how he like posts his sneakers, wallet, like whatever he has to put into the security thing, and you know he's got the TSA pre-check.
Oh, you know he's got pre-check. He's got pre-check. He's still taking off the Nike Cow Dunks just to flex. Like he doesn't even have to take those off.
Bro, you already know I got TSA pre-check.
I'm a mogul, bro. I got pre-check. I mean, I would like to see that kind of content from you, actually. I think that would be as a world traveler, I think a lot of people would like to see your vape and your laptop.
My vape and my laptop.
And a bucket.
My bucket.
Yeah. I want to see what kind of hard drive you have, bro. Well, do you ever, like, because both of you guys travel all the time, tons of flights every month, and you're always, like, trying to make it all work, and you mentioned getting discombobulated. Sometimes when it's just going so crazy, when you get the flight cancellation or you fuck it up somehow, does it ever feel kind of good or like a release? You know what I mean?
No.
It always feels bad
for me.
This just happened, and I thought I was going to feel relief once I checked into the Ritz-Carlton after my flight was canceled. I was like, "This is going to be great. I'm going to take a nice long shower. I'm going to brush my teeth. I'm going to put a robe on." And I just felt shitty the whole time, and I was pissed off.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes it feels like a hard reset that you didn't know you needed, kind of thing. Like somebody just putting you in timeout. Like you're just going to sit here for 4 hours.
That happened to me
and then you end up kind of needing it.
A lot of travel left the contacts in the back of the cab. And I was like, this is fucked up because I don't drink. Like, this happens to people who are drunk and on drugs. This shouldn't happen to me just because I'm like out of sorts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you guys are two sober, forgetful kings is what I'm learning.
Yeah, very forgetful, dude. Super forgetful. I got a text from when I came back from LA, Jason, after we DJ'd.
Mm-hmm.
I sat next to this guy named Izzy.
The guy who used to manage Kanye that manages like Arcade Fire?
No, what?
Okay, no, sorry.
How many Izzy's are there? You know, it's a fair question, Chris.
No, it was like a middle-aged black dude who was going on a cruise with his boys, and then we started talking a bunch. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm only stopping over in New York. I've never been here. I've never been to New York before." And I was like, "Bro, take my number. Take my number." I was like, "Come here this summer." And this was a week ago, and he wrote me this morning, and I was like, "Who the fuck is Izzy?" And then but what he wrote me back was so funny. Like, hold on.
He's like, "Hey man, I'm downstairs."
Yeah.
He said, "Hey, buddy, sorry for the delay in getting back to you, but just got back home yesterday from the cruise. I hope all is well with you. Also, I look forward to the possibility of hooking up and visiting New York, maybe this spring or summer." So he's gonna come
planting the seed. Izzy planting the seed.
Yeah. Hold on. I need to get a little more info on Izzy. When he says hooking up, he means hanging out. He doesn't mean a little J.
We don't know. We don't know.
We don't know.
I don't know yet, but I was like, no, we have an extra room you can stay in. But he was going on a cruise. I don't know, dude. I'm not like a
look. Going on a cruise with the boys sounds gay coded to me.
Yeah, it does sound gay coded.
Yeah,
that doesn't.
I don't know. I'm not an air reader, dude. You have to be direct. Like if he wants to fuck, he has to be like, I'm looking forward to coming to New York and we'll fuck, and then you can show me around.
Did he mention if the cruise had any foam going on? Is it a foam cruise? Because that could be a tell.
No.
Okay.
It was just he said like a island hopping cruise.
Okay. Honestly, maybe maybe the three of us should go on a cruise. I think that would create some great experiences for all three of us. I think if we hit Aruba,
it'd be nice to book a DJ tour and we travel from port to port via boat.
That's nice.
And DJ on the boat the whole time.
Yeah.
And then all the toxic gays will be on the pier waving us in like, hey guys, we're ready to fucking boof tonight.
You can park right here. I think that cruises are one of the final my friend went on like what I would consider the nicest cruise I've ever seen in my life, and it had like an amazing gym. It was so sick, and he said it was amazing. And I still am like, I don't think I could do it. I just don't think I could do it.
You could do it if GQ paid for it and you wrote a story about it.
Well, that's what this would be. Like someone would definitely invite me and I would go, but it feels scary to me, honestly. Like I feel like my claustrophobia would creep in.
Of course,
it's a very weird thing.
Have you been on one before?
I went on one once with my girlfriend from high school because her dad like won some competition or something like that. So we got to go, but it was just for a day. It was in Miami, like to one island, and then we just came back.
Did you? Oh, so you didn't have your own room? It was just a day party.
I think I lost my virginity on that cruise.
Oh, okay.
Like, so you went from Port of Miami, Epstein's Island, and then back, and you were able to pop that little cherry.
No. I was with my girlfriend, and
no, it was my girlfriend. She went to a different school, but she was of age.
She's hot as hell, bro.
She did go to a different school, actually. But it was like we just like inserted, and then we're like, wait, no, not yet, and that was it. And I didn't consider it virginity loss, and then later we had like full sex, like a month later.
Okay.
I was like, oh, cool, we just both lost our virginity, and then she was like, oh, I think we lost it on the cruise, and I was like,
that's debatable.
Yeah, it was debatable.
You didn't want to argue with her because you wanted to do it again, but you were like, well, I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you don't want to get a body on a technicality. You want it to be a fair
body, a fair shagging. What was your vibe in high school, if you don't mind me asking? I can't imagine it really.
Dude, that was really weird because I moved.
Oh, you're one of that. Yeah, you had a displacement.
I moved from New York to Miami, so when I was in high school, like no one knew who I was.
They weren't familiar with your swag yet.
No, and dude, I used to get clowned on so hard, bro. Like it was insane.
Were you coming down on your New York shit? Like, were you like acting like French Montana?
No, dude. I always will remain humble. I've always been humble, and will continue to remain humble.
You kept it like Jadakiss,
you're like Jada, drinking juice, doing pull-ups.
Because I was really into like hardcore, and I was like scene. You know what I mean? So I'd wear like youth large shirts, but then I would also wear like crazy babe beanies or stuff like that. But all the black kids in my class would always be like, yo, lift up your arms. And I would like lift up my arms. And if you could see my belly, they'd be like, yo, that boy gay as hell. You wear girl clothes.
He got a belly shirt on.
You got a little belly shirt showing.
So you got a little snapcase crop top on.
Yeah, and have like a Blood Brothers like crop top youth large on, and then like girl American Eagle jeans.
Dude, I could now that you're saying this, I can.
You dress the exact same today, though, right?
Yeah, I kind of do dress exactly the same. And then the pants were so tight, they'd always be like, "Oh, that boy got a Mandingo. That boy Mandingo." Remember, like the black porn star with like the huge dick, Mandingo.
Of course, we all remember Mandingo.
Yeah. I like this low key flex right now. I like this low key flex.
Well, hey, I mean,
that's Kanye's Sniffy's name,
dude. That's really fun. Okay, but so was your girlfriend in high school? Was she into the same? Like, was she into the same stuff? Was she listening to the Blood Brothers as well?
No, I don't know. She liked like Lil Wayne, but she was just very sweet and like liked read. It was a very good influence in my life, I gotta say. She'd be like, let's go to the park and draw, Brian. You know, like let's go read. Like reading is dope, and like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
She was really sweet.
So she rounded out your hardcore edges and turned you into the person you are today.
Well, I was really bad besides her.
What sense were you shoplifting? Were you slashing tires? Partying? What kind of bad are we talking about?
Maybe we killed an animal.
Like no, I wasn't a sociopath. I was Machiavellian. Man. I was a salesman. I was a Machiavellian salesman.
What were you selling, if you don't mind me asking?
The meaning of life he was selling.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, she was sweet, and then I grew up and I like started going to therapy and stuff, and I stopped being Machiavellian.
Mm-hmm.
That's congratulations on the growth. Do you still talk? Do you know what's up with her today?
She got married to the guy. She lives in LA, and she got married to the guy she started dating right after me.
Ooh.
And who lived like 5 houses down from me.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to drive me insane when I would like see her car in the driveway.
It's always the other motherfucker.
We can go beat his ass, Jason. I mean, Jason's in LA. We can send him out right now.
Hey, what's her at though? What's her at though?
What's her at? It's her last name backwards. But I'm not gonna put her on blast though. She's very sweet. She did break my heart though, but it's okay.
That's mature of you though. So I didn't know that you did a stint in Miami as a teen. That's an interesting place to be.
Yeah, it was crazy. Miami is so fried, dude. That's why I'm kind of fried, I think. Like when people go to Miami, they're like, oh, okay. It makes sense.
Because you go from New York to Miami, they're like, put down the book and pick up this lizard. And you're like, this is not forward motion for my development.
Yeah, exactly.
No shade to Miami.
I love Miami, but it's definitely fried. I mean, that's the whole point, I think, is like that's the appeal of it for a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that kind of wants to retire there in like a Iggy Pop kind of way. Because I feel like there's low-key, like the Glendale of Miami kind of chill neighborhoods. With like some Spanish dope ass houses, and you just
like Coconut Grove or something.
Yeah, Coconut Grove is back.
That's where I grew up in the Grove.
Oh, you grew? Yeah, Coconut Grove is the best. But I think it is just one of those neighborhoods that went through like a 10-year downturn where there was like a Steak and Shake and like a shitty grocery store, and now it's like there's like a hot girl organic market, and like it's like it's just happening.
There's like ad agencies in where the mall used to be. It's like it's a different vibe.
There was Sony Music like Latin America.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in the Sony, I remember Sony Music Latin America being on like a corner, and I was always like, why don't you, this ain't Latin America, bro.
Is cool.
I agree.
It pretty much is though.
Well, that's what I learned when I started spending more time in there. I was like, oh, this is crazy, especially in like Key Biscayne. They don't speak English.
No.
They speak Spanish first.
Yeah, first, all the time. Yeah, and some people just straight up can't speak English. It's mad.
And I'm like, look at me. You know I can't speak Spanish. Look at me.
Nah, bro. What are you talking about? You're Cuban. You could pass off as a Cuban. Cubano.
That is, no one has ever
a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, when you get the tan going, Chris, if you wore like a little chain.
Yeah.
There could be signs. I could.
You also have like a Latinx bravado. You know? You have the Latinx like
Latinx bravado is like a guy you'd hear on like a Jim Jones album cut, like the fourth feature.
100%. Oh yeah, I'm Fly Gang.
It's a very Chinks Drugs kind of name.
It is. That's a
R.I.P.
Yeah, that's a really R.I.P. Chinks. That's a really good name. That's a really good name.
Latinx bravado.
Do you really think Chris has a Latinx bravado?
Yeah.
Because I don't really know if I could disagree about anything more.
Really? I think he has
no shade, but he's a cracker.
No, I think he has like a Latinx masculine, self-confident energy, dude. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
good.
you. I'll take it.
Machismo.
I'll take it however I can get it.
Traditional, in a specific way,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, women's place is the kitchen. I know.
They're
what you
also
mean.
chivalrous, very chivalrous.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna open the door. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna pay.
This reputation precedes Chris. Because always like, man, that guy's always opening doors.
Yeah, but paying the bill is not a Latinx trait, though. Paying the bill is not a Latinx trait.
Well,
I'd be trying to weasel out of it.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Yo, I got some in me, dog. I could say
He found out he was 1% Native American, and now he's claiming every race possible.
The Native American homie has to go to the bathroom when the check comes at Mother Wolf. You already know what it is.
Yeah.
God. No.
Because you are paying the bill on stolen land right now. I just want you guys to know
Never forget that. Never forget that. Never forget that.
So we were DJing. That was last week, right? For your record release party. We're all loving the record. Carolyn is bumping it. I I picked one of the songs and made a radio station out of it yesterday for dinner.
Oh yeah,
it was nice.
It was good.
Even Chris likes it, and he doesn't listen to.
I do like
music.
it, and I listen to it on my own accord. You know, because I'm a fan of you as a guy. So I was like, let me check out what this guy does on the decks. You know, and I do quite like it.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thank you.
I do quite like it.
And we were saying in the intro that it's nice to see you kind of do the next level of media promo and like doing like the Pitchfork videos and doing some video content and in interviews and things like that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that wasn't what you were doing not too long ago.
I'm kind of shy, bro. I gotta say, but you know.
I know, but like I'm sort of excited because I know that you see this stuff and you think about it and you're a smart guy. So I'm like, it's interesting to see how you are going to handle when you do the subway takes or when you do when you go on the John Mulaney show or whatever it is. You know, you go on something like that because I just want to see what you're gonna do. You know.
Thanks, guys. I don't know. I mean, you learning from you guys. You know, we talked about this last time that the boys got to support each other. I'm loving seeing you guys grow. You know,
hey, that's great.
I was saying I want you guys to host the Oscars, dude. That's what I want for you guys.
Yeah, I was saying that too, Brian. Yeah, trust me. I think the only people saying that are on this Zoom right now, but we're starting small, and you know, hopefully we can twist some arms. You know,
we'll get going with a BAFTA or an AFI awards.
Yeah,
first.
I'll do.
We're gonna Beast in the Underground, release a couple singles.
Directors Guild. I don't give a fuck. Like I don't even know who these guys are, but I can give them an award.
I would love to do it, of course.
I can see you guys doing the Oscars. I think it's gonna happen.
I think the Oscars. I think the only thing we'd have going for us is that we could cut them a good deal. You know what I mean, Jason? Like we could be like, look, yeah, I know he wants $500,000. We'll do it for $100,000 and a limo.
I'll do it for scale. I'll just do it for the look.
For the look?
Yo, I host the Oscars for the just for exposure.
I just host the Oscars.
You're just humble. You're just humble, bro.
Super humble guy. Super humble.
They said I have to post on Grid, but it's chill, honestly.
I did this panel yesterday, Jason, and it was like for agency nerds.
Okay.
And it was at Webster Hall, and it was very surreal, but they like cut us off because it's a union. Like they were like, you have to, like, this is the allotted time, and it's like started late, and the union guys, I was like, this is fucking crazy. Like, how do these how is everything union in that world? Like the Oscars, I bet if you put down your champagne glass, you can't pick it back up because the union guy.
Right.
I just couldn't believe, I didn't know the union was that strong during the day. I guess I thought it was more of a nighttime.
Okay, so this was like 3:00 on a Wednesday at Webster Hall.
11:30 a.m. at downstairs. There's two stages at Webster Hall. Stages being chairs and microphones. You know what I mean? But I was just like, they just like shuffled us off there after like 20 minutes of our allotted whatever, like 30 or 40. And I was like, oh yeah, this place is expensive to rent because they got the cops in here.
The vibe is just all wrong, if you ask me there.
Vibe is all
But
wrong.
it's cool because, Brian, you get to play in all these cool, independent, thoughtful, inclusive venues. You don't really have to deal with union guys and girls.
I mean, you'd think, wait, are union guys evil now?
No, not.
No, it's just we've played Webster Hall. We've played Webster Hall a few times, and you look at the P&L, and you're like, union makes everything. Basically, union makes you make a lot less money as the performer.
We don't think unions are evil. We'll joke about it, but like it's more of like we've talked about when you go from like spending your life in like indie venues and nightclubs and things like that,
right?
And then you move up to the next level where you're doing like theaters that have historical sites and unions and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and how it just kind of when you level up, it just sucks all the fun and everything out of it, and there's just rules and regulations and fees and just so much corporate bullshit.
They really want us to get there at 3 p.m. for a sound check. Yeah. You know, that kind of shit. They like can't believe it.
You're just like, you can't stand there, walk there, use that.
But there's a certain kind of person that works in that industry that takes themselves very seriously. And to that I say, I'm sorry, sir or ma'am, but you don't get paid enough money to take yourself seriously.
Yeah. I don't want the backstage of like run the Jules show to be run like the White House. You know what I mean? It's just we're
it's
just
cool, bro.
we're here to chill and enjoy a show.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah.
But you play freak stuff. You're playing like a warehouse.
You're playing a cave in Mallorca. They ain't got no unions there, bro.
Yeah, sometimes freak stuff, and then sometimes more organized stuff.
But would you say
Yeah.
that the freak stuff is like secretly very well organized and they like pay on time and shit and it just looks crazy, or is it sometimes pretty like patched together?
No one pays on time, bro. But
I thought with DJs you'd leave that night with a check or cash. No, they wire that shit.
no, they wire it, dude. Honestly, I feel
Fuck that.
I feel like the bigger the company, the longer it takes to get paid most of the time.
Yeah.
For sure. For
Typically,
sure.
Yeah.
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 Because they're like, what are you gonna do about it?
yeah.
I literally always thought that was the whole fun of DJing is that you left with the money that night. I'm sure it was like that. At
That's
some
how
point.
it used to be when it was like cash at the door and you had actual money to pay everyone
Yeah.
out.
yeah.
But now, people buy their tickets on 4 websites 3 months,
Yeah.
prior, and it's just
Yeah.
sorry, we can't pay you until we get paid, and it just goes down the line
Yeah,
forever.
it takes a
Do you
while.
play it like you do crazy shit though? You play it like 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. and shit, right?
Yeah, a lot of the time, which is not my vibe.
I don't understand how people. I've talked to Jason about this a lot. Like, I don't understand. Do you just have to live a completely different lifestyle? Like, you have to, you know what I mean? Like, every single thing kind of has to be different.
What do you mean?
Like, if you have to play from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., how do you manage your caffeine intake and your sleep and all the stuff that like you have to?
Dude, I'm just tired. I'm just tired all the
I
time.
think it's
That's really it.
I just feel like
but
shit.
those to me those time slots are like you're playing specifically for like professional drug users who are like,
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm going to plan my shit around this insane time schedule because, I'm so good at doing drugs and I'm trying to do this new combo trick where I do this at 4 and this at noon and, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And, if they're willing to pay you to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of good to be tired because then I can kind of feel like I'm on drugs. You know what I mean?
Like in an autoerotic asphyxiation kind of way.
Exactly what I was thinking, Dave.
Be careful, Brian. I don't want to hear about you in a belt and a fan. Okay, let's keep it above board.
So this is like a good, clean, fair head change. Just being delirious from sleep deprivation, you get a little buzz, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think so. And then just all those spaces are so unnatural to be in so often. I mean, you know how it is.
Well, you also get the adrenaline. You also get the adrenaline hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of like being sort of tired but sort of pumped up, and like that's a fun feeling.
Yeah, and then there's people. That's why I try not to drink caffeine because it's like afterwards you're just like, like it takes.
So
a
you
while
don't have the 64 ounce of Celsius behind the
Nah,
DJ
dude.
booth.
Definitely not.
You don't have the club mate.
No.
This is impressive. I have to say, this is impressive. This is the smartest approach I've heard to this.
No, because then you get home and you can't sleep, bro. You know what I mean? And then what am I gonna go do? Lay in a hotel room and like at 7 a.m.
Yeah, you can't just like do an ashwagandha line and
Yeah,
get your head straight.
exactly.
It don't work like that.
Yeah.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
OD on melatonin.
So you would
Magnesium.
if dream come true, your ideal situation. What time does the party start? What time does it end? And what time do you play?
It'd be cool if people could actually have fun like 12 to 2. You know? Like just be drunk and high already then.
Just get to it a little bit earlier.
That was when I used to party, I'd start doing coke at 9 p.m. Like, I want to get this shit over with.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to be up till the sunrise. But I guess that the whole thing is it has to go like all night. That's like the deal.
Well, I mean, like with like dance music at like attendees, like you'll hear people like, Berghain, like in Berlin.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you ever heard anyone be like, "Oh man, I saw the sickest DJ there. It was amazing." It's always like, "I was at Berghain." No, they only say, "I was at Berghain for like 14 hours, bro."
That's actually true.
Never,
no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, they never say like, "Wow, Jason changed my life." This DJ said at Berghain.
They never are like, "Wow, Peggy Goo did such a beautiful set." They're more like,
"Yeah,
I peed on that guy, I peed on that guy, and I peed on that guy."
Exactly.
I held up the wall at Panorama Bar for 6 hours because I thought it was a person, but otherwise it was pretty fun. I mean, that's a really good point. And And
It's
you're
a good insight.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
I have never heard anyone mention who has played at Berg. As many stories
Yeah.
I've heard about going there, I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's always about marathoning. People love like marathon
Yeah.
partying and like staying up and
Yeah, what are they running from?
Yeah, I mean, have you DJ'd at Bergheim like during the day, like a 10 a.m. type shit?
I refuse to DJ Berghain, bro.
Oh, I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
Is
like,
it
pre the political stuff?
Wait, what's the political stuff? I don't think I'm familiar.
Because they're German, so they're like kind of Zionist.
Oh,
I
they're
think.
bad.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty tapped out, but
But you just were like, I ain't doing this.
Yeah, I think there were maybe a little more Israel and a little less Palestine.
yeah, I think
as well.
something like that, and I think they were like, this is all hearsay, but I think they were like stopping booking like really vocally pro-Palestinian DJs or
Oh
something
wow,
like that.
really?
So now
Huh.
Berghain is being like all like.
I thought you were gonna say they weren't letting gay
boycott
people in.
it.
I was like, well, that's they're fucked. Then.
As long as they're white, let him in.
Yeah, like I don't know. There's not a lot of people you can. I mean, you need them.
Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna play Berghain either.
Yeah.
But you were saying no. You were just like, I don't think this is cool. I don't want to do it.
Well, I don't like the door policy thing of like being like he's cool, he's not, she's cool, she's not. Like
Yeah.
I don't like that. And then also like it's like sonically limiting. Like you're like they're like it sounds like this in here all the time, so play like this. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see. Like there's a dictated sound for every space in the club.
Yes, exactly. Which like
Because you wanna ride the rainbow. You want to play whatever you want all night. You don't want to be.
me and
policed.
Jason, we like to have fun, bro.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean?
Mm.
It's not that serious.
Yeah,
It's
you
like-
can't play Santeria in Berghain. They're gonna have an issue.
But that's
with
also
Yeah.
Bergheim doesn't feel like a place you go to have fun. Like you're saying, you go there to do fucked up stuff and stay up as late as you can. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's
it.
kind
Or
of
you just go there to get in.
yeah, and
exactly.
be able to tell your friends you went.
Yeah,
that's
that's
true.
true.
That's a good point.
True,
That's a good
true.
point.
Which is also something that I'm not into that.
An accolade I'm not looking for.
Do you
Yeah,
like to?
dude.
But is it pretty? I've always wondered this, but like, do you feel like you can take it anywhere you want most nights when you're playing? Like, do you feel like or do you think a promoter's gonna come up and be like, "Hey, bro, like, nah."
No, it's more like the crowds, bro. Like
Yeah.
some crowds take dance music so seriously. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, so you can't really like have that much fun with it.
I try not to associate with people like that, but I'm sure they exist.
Yeah, they
Yeah, a
exist.
lot of people are not into whimsy on the dance
Yeah,
floor.
which is ridiculous. It's like you're literally dancing. Like it's one of the most whimsical things you can do. Like
Yeah.
like why is
Well,
this?
it's also called a party.
yeah, it's called a party. Yeah,
But I think there's a lot of people the
Yeah.
dark side of EDM where you see them dancing to techno with no smile on their face, and it's sort of like a ultra marathon runner who doesn't want to be running. Like,
Yeah.
if I don't dance like this, I will kill
Yeah.
my family. It's like that kind of energy,
yeah.
which is not good.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess like you can get into like a headspace of like it's somewhere weird, but like I don't know, man. I just want people to have wholesome fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think you have the best attitude I've ever heard, honestly. And I Jason, I know, has a similar attitude. I'm sure that's
Yeah.
why you guys
Yeah.
can play together and it's easy and it's fun.
Yeah.
But I just think that, there's a level of seriousness.
I don't even know what genre means.
Genre? I don't know her. I've never met her.
Yeah, I searched it on Google and it says no results found.
I just feel like people do take that shit as an outsider. I do feel like I've seen people take it so seriously, and I'm like, are you joking? Like,
Yeah. No, I think they're serious, dude.
they're definitely. I mean, people take everything too seriously, though. That's one of the problems with our society in general.
I completely agree, dude. I just want people to let loose, be themselves,
We're gonna die.
make mistakes, mix flights, dude. It's fine.
It's
You know what
totally
I mean?
fine.
It's not the end of the world.
A Delta representative is gonna sort me out.
Yeah, the kindest lady. They're so nice, dude. They really are so
No,
nice.
here, let me tell you my trick that I've revealed on this podcast before. But the trick when dealing with customer service is if you don't like the vibe, hang up and try again.
Oh yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like if you get on with somebody and they're just not giving you what you want, you just hang up and keep calling back
Yeah.
until you find somebody cool.
No, it's so true, dude. It's so true. I had to do this last week because I wanted to change my plate in LA so I could sleep a little bit longer.
You just keep tapping refresh till you get a baddie,
Yeah.
Exactly.
chat roulette style.
I had a guy
roulette.
really go to the mat for me, and I was like, bro, I know you're in a call center in like Austin, but I would love to tip you if I could, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Some people really do like go, some people are so nice. Man.
They're like good at their jobs and they like doing that. That's when people are good at their jobs, they don't think of it as going the extra mile. They're just like, this is what I do all day, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's the only place where you can still get good service.
What, Delta?
Is the Delta Diamond Line?
Delta Diamond Line, honestly, is American Express service can be pretty good too.
I mean, but I was talking about this with Carolyn. The last few flights that we've been on, granted, we were in first class and in main cabin. Like the flight attendants really are not giving a positive energy. No smiles. It's really just kind of like, I feel like I'm in a juvenile detention center. They're just like throwing bags of chips at you.
I think it's
just like blank faces.
It's bad over at Delta right now. I think they're very understaffed and overworked.
We're going through it right now.
Yeah,
I would prefer that, Jason. I don't like a bubbly, chatty. I would like hand me the sparkling water. Keep it moving, sis. I don't need to chit chat. But I know what you mean. It does. Sometimes they come up to me and talk too much about like, oh my God, you fly. I'm like, yeah, I fly a lot. I'm sure you have people on every flight that are doing triple what I'm doing. Like, why are you? I don't want the handwritten note. Like, leave me alone.
Because you're a baddie. Because you're not wearing a suit. You're not wearing a suit.
That's true.
And you're a baddie.
That's
so they're like, this guy's obviously.
Yeah, you're like the Tony Bourdain of podcasting. You're like, who are you?
Oh, I just want a cold beer and some noodles, man. I just got to go find it. You know, I just got to go find it.
He's not even wearing a watch.
Yeah, I would get shit like that. They're like, what? Why are you this?
Yeah, I mean, your ass is getting more upgrades than Chris probably.
Yeah,
so they see you
for sure.
Yeah.
And you've got your cat ear headphones on, and like, who the fuck is this? Is this NetSpan? Who is that?
I could see somebody thinking you're maybe like a child actor.
A child actor.
Like, is that the guy? Is that the guy from Malcolm in the Middle? I guess he did make good money. I think that could be you. That could be you.
Yeah, you're the fourth McCulkin.
Yeah.
You give a successful aura that people are going to question. Where that comes from.
Maybe, dude. I think they're mostly just like, I think I give the opposite. I give like an unsuccessful aura and like, how the fuck is this guy I think it's more that. They're like, why is this guy?
He looks too nice to be a drug dealer. I don't know if it could be that. He's not an MMA fighter.
Yeah, I checked his ears. No cauliflower. He must. I don't know what he does. I don't know what he does.
Yeah.
Do you bust out the laptop and work on your set and shit, or do you try to like read a book or watch a movie?
I try to read or sleep, dude.
Yeah.
I hate planes so much. I like it's insane how much I hate planes at this point.
I feel like you don't watch TV at all, right?
I do not watch TV at all. I think it's a red flag, dude. That is a red flag.
Okay.
I got in an argument with friends about this in LA
I love in the Raya profile. It's the hands crossed emoji and the TV.
Yeah, no, because I was like, if you
watch TV, keep scrolling.
If you know what's going on with White Lotus right now, like you don't have anything going on.
Honestly, as a person who watches TV but doesn't like White Lotus, I am. Why have they made it so lame? Like, why has that show in particular made it so uncool to like it? It's crazy.
I don't know, man, because people talk about it too much. It's like for me of TV, I'm just like, bro, you're bored. I mean, I just like do something else. No, I mean, no offense if you're
right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I mean, I think the thing is that a lot of people don't like their day to day, and they get home and White Lotus is all they have. Yeah, it's like that's why I'm saying
it's red flag vibes. I do this with like soccer or whatever. It's like so I can talk to every dude like when I'm traveling. Like I try to keep up with soccer.
You follow football because it's a global sport.
It's like the weather for men. You know what I mean?
You're honestly kind of right.
See what Arsenal's up to, and they're like, "Oh, he's not gay." Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Literally. Yeah. But do you love the game, or do you really do it as more of a function?
No, it's more of a function, dude. Soccer's for Europeans. If you're like an American who likes soccer,
dude,
bro.
Man, I didn't know we had so much. I didn't know we had so much in common. That's
red flag number
two. That's a motherfucking red flag.
Yeah, red flag.
That's a red flag.
Yeah, dude. It's like, especially if that's the only sport you like. I'm just like, you're a snob, bro. You're just a snob.
No, I agree. If you're American and you call it football, take that shit somewhere else.
Yeah,
that's just not what we. That's just you don't have to do that.
They're only doing it so they could drink before breakfast.
Exactly.
That's true.
Some shit like that, or like, but then all this, it's something like mad pretentious about it too, because it's like no other Americans care about it, but they know about it, and it's like I mean, if you're like from the like an immigrant family, you know, like
this is your culture, yeah, for sure. I mean, when I talk to British people about soccer, it's cool because it's like I don't understand any of the words they're saying really, but they're so passionate about it that it's still engaging to talk about.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, and there's like history and like
like
there's like so much politic involved with it. Like same thing with like Italian soccer. When I was living in Milan, it was like if you support this team, like your families probably were fascists. You know, like
it's like that deep. They were like it's that deep.
It's that deep. Yeah. So that's cool. But like
it's like Yankees Mets.
Like,
with fascism, with more fascism.
Who is the fascist and who's the anti-fascist?
Well, I guess the Yankees are fascists.
Yeah, I would say
if you got to pick one out of the two.
Yeah. Because they have like the haircut rule. Do they still have that rule? Or like you have
I think I literally just read that they got rid of that rule.
The buzz cut
rule?
Like
no facial hair and you had to have a buzz cut. Yeah.
Shave those sideburns, Mattingly.
That's truly like that's just the army at that point. Like what do you like that's like I'm going to basic training but I'm a millionaire? Like that's crazy. If I drive an Aston Martin to the field, you ain't telling me how to cut my hair.
Yeah.
Speaking of sick ass vehicles, I know you're a motorcycle guy.
Love it.
And I was watching A Complete Unknown, and I would watch Timothée Chalamet as Bob Dylan driving his motorcycle from New York to Rhode Island with his chick on the back, no helmets, just a 11-hour motorcycle ride or whatever. And I imagined you to sort of be a Bob Dylan of EDM, traveling from town to town on your motorbike.
Dude, I've always wanted to tour Europe just on the motorbike and USB. I have the bees.
Just a motorbike and USB.
That
is cool as hell. Like you have a backpack on and a fucking helmet, and that's it.
That's all you need. It's so funny. Like when people are like, my friends will come with me to a show and they're like, "Do you need to test your stuff?" And I'm like, my stuff is a fucking thumb drive, dude. Like, no.
My stuff is literally a keychain for most people. Like, I'm
good. Yeah, it's a keychain with like a.
Does the play button work? All right, we're good.
Yeah.
Did you when you lived in Milan? Were you like motorbike only?
Nah, dude, because I couldn't get a license.
Was it hard?
It takes time. Like you would have to been a citizen to get insurance and all this stuff.
How long did you live in Milan?
Like 9 or 10 months.
Okay. I really like it there. I'm going next week. I love it there. I've always loved it.
I love that you love it. But we are kind of mad similar because everyone fucking hates Milan.
People are like that. I'm like, if I have to go to Italy, I would rather go to Milan than any coastal or
bro.
like
everything works.
Historic.
Bro. Everyone's dripping in a nice way. I love it.
No, everybody's dripping. I love the beauty of the Duomo in the morning and the evening. Like it's actually so pretty. Like the way that people talk about Paris.
Yeah.
And how I feel that about Milan, like the way it looks.
I agree, dude, because I think like people like Paris because it flows, because everything kind of looks the same. You know, Milan's like hella bombed out, and then there's like the crazy brutalist shit, and now there's like they're building like the hyper modern stuff for like
towers and shit.
Yeah, before the Olympics or whatever. So it's cool because when you walk, like you almost see like the passage of time, like in every
for sure. State. Yeah, for sure. No, it's all represented.
Yeah.
Why did you go? Did you go there just because you liked it?
Dude, I wasn't living anywhere. I was like, damn, I gotta find a place in Europe, and I just started my tour. And I didn't have anywhere to live.
I needed a home because I wasn't living anywhere.
Yeah, no, and then like I had my friend Daniele, and then like he introduced me to his friends, and then they were like, "Brian, you are so nice. You must move here. You must come and live with us in Milan."
Okay, can't argue with that, fellas.
All right, sounds good, guys.
And I was like, I'm down. And then 30 minutes later, my friend, I think Asmir or Bill came and was just like, "Brian, I found you a place beautiful in Loreto, right here, 600 euro a month in the home of Lucio Fontana." So I lived in like Lucio Fontana's old house. You know, the guy who like did like the slits in the canvas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Architect.
So
guy.
Okay, so
600 a month.
You moved to Milan because you didn't have a place to live and some guys suggested it to you, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was sick, dude.
They made it easy for you, too.
They made it very easy.
But you needed to live in Europe because every weekend you're bopping to a different city to do a show, so you weren't really like posted up that long.
No.
Exactly. So why are you in New York now? Just because you like it more?
He's a Rolling Stone, man.
Dude, I'm like, I don't live anywhere, bro. It sucks. It really, truly sucks, actually, at this point.
What do you have like a goal set on your calendar? Like by this time, I'm going to have a house, or I'm going to have a home that's permanent.
I mean, it'd be cool to live here or LA, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, every year it's like a goal where I'm like, I'm gonna have blocked off tour scheduling, you know? And then every year it's like, no, I have to take every.
Try saying that to a bag chaser. Good luck, right?
Do you just like to work though, and it's like you can't say no if the offers are coming in?
Yeah, kind of. I just never feel like I have enough to just be like, okay, I'm gonna chill now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, I feel the exact same way. I mean, it's a different job, but yeah, I mean, absolutely. I don't know if like, I think certain people never feel like that, which is a curse and a gift, I think, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah. No, I used to be like a psycho, dude. I used to work like a 9 to 5 and tour for like 7 years.
Oh shit.
It was so bad, bro. I was like a data analyst. I worked in advertising.
Like you were going to an office, and then Friday you're leaving to go to Croatia.
Yeah, straight up. It was crazy, dude. And then sometimes I'd be in Europe, like working at like 11 right before I had to like start playing. And then I didn't want my coworkers to know I wasn't in like New York.
You had to green screen the background?
Yeah, no, I would like notice there's a clock, and I'd be like, I would like move my computer really fast.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So did the boss know what you were doing, or was it like a secret?
That was a secret. I don't want anyone knowing about my life, dude. They were just like, that's
actually that's amazing though. That's like hard to maintain.
But also I mean, we were talking about this last week, Chris, but like this is what creative people from our generation and older used to do. You would have a job, and then you would do your other thing on the side. And then if you're really good and you work a long time, you can quit your job and do your creative thing full time. I think people forgot about that now, and they just want to go straight into the creative job that they're entitled to.
So that's what I went old school style, because my parents are immigrants, and they're like, you have to have a normal fucking job. You know? Like you can't.
Do they think it's cool now because you're like successful, or are they still like, what's this bleep bleep bloop bloop shit, son?
I mean, they are like, I can't believe people like your music. they're like, this shit is so fucking boring and repetitive. Like, they're always like, why don't you put like a beat on it? I was like, it's only beats, bro. What are you talking about? Like, I don't think you know what a beat
Your mom's
means.
like, well, Skrillex has a lot of vocalists on his new one, and maybe you could do something like that. I don't know.
No, but they're nice about it. They think it's cool for sure. But yeah, I kind of miss working in the corporate world. I have one really good story where I worked for like Hearst Media for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I have no idea why. So my boss was gay. Like my main guy was gay.
Okay.
And he invites me out like the second day to drinks. Like he's like, we're gonna go get group drinks. So I thought it was like team, like I'm gonna meet the team or whatever, right? And then I get there and it's like gays night, and then I was just like, oh fuck, like I can't, like I don't know anyone. I'm not gonna be like, hey guys, I'm not gay. So everyone there just thought I was gay for a year and a half, and I had to act gay for a year and a half. And whenever we'd have like company outings, all the gays would talk to me, like when we talk about like who we would want to fuck and shit like that. And then eventually to one of my coworkers, like she was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm going out." And she was like, "Ooh, who is he?" I was like, "Oh, it's actually a girl." And then she was like, well, that's cool to try something new, you know?
Dude, that's really funny. Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
You kept it up for a year and a half. That's. I mean, I could obviously do that if I was put in that position, but that's impressive to keep the act up.
I would love to see like a Jonah Hill kind of movie where you gotta stay gay for a year to keep the job.
Yeah, that is a very Jonah
and win
Hill
the girl kind of thing.
And win.
That's a great. That's a great idea.
He falls in love with his coworker and has to figure out how he can become straight. Like
this is like the Justin Timberlake Mila Kunis magazine movie, you know, where he worked at GQ, and I could see the same kind of energy. We have to base it in 2003 New York,
of course.
But that job was fun, dude, because so many famous people walk out of the Hearst building. So whenever there's like the double-decker tour buses, like they stop in front of the Hearst building. So every time I would leave work, I would just wave, and then all these tourists would just start taking pictures of me as if I was like some famous person.
Nice to see you guys. Love you guys. Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
He's so humble. It's cool that he still gives it up to the fans.
This guy is great, man. This is why we support you. Yeah, that's really funny. Well, it sounds like you had a good grasp on how to handle you've made it fun.
Yeah, it was nice. I loved it, dude. The data analysis was the best because it was just me and Indian guys, dude. And the Indian guys are like
just like locked in.
They're so wholesome and fun. Like their sense of humor is so wholesome. It's so.
I like that. That's a nice change.
Yeah, it was really nice actually.
If they were to say something wholesome, what would it sound like? Maybe, Brian.
What would it sound like? They'd be like. Actually, you're the second people who've tried to make me do Indian voice on a live podcasting. Which I'm down.
You did Come Down too?
I'm down to, what's up? Come Down.
You did Come Down too?
No. It was my friend's pod in England, and then I was like, "This is."
I'm not necessarily asking you to do an Indian accent, more so of like what's like an example of some good, clean, wholesome.
The wholesome level of the joke. Yeah.
It was like they would send a meme where it's like people work. This is a visual thing, so it's not going to be that interesting to the listeners. But it'd be like people working, and it would just be like them sitting at a desk with good posture, and it would be like when the boss is around, and then under it would be like when the boss isn't around, and it would be the same people, but like them with bad posture. You know what I mean? And like that was their sense of humor.
Not like their legs kicked up on the desk.
Yeah, no.
It was just them like hunched over.
Posture just bad.
Dude, that is really funny. That is an unbelievably good example of wholesome.
Yeah, you said that was not going to translate in audio form, and it translated.
That is 100%. 100% wholesome.
What an example, Brian.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It's nice to talk to you guys. I miss you guys, yo.
It has been too long. I think we should probably make this a yearly kind of tap in.
It's like a wholesome treat.
Yeah, a wholesome treat. We should call it the wholesome treat. I have a question. I have a question for you guys.
Please.
Amongst us three, and also amongst you two plus guests in general. Who's the id? Who's the ego? And who's the super ego? In this discussion.
What was the first one?
The id, the ego, and the super ego. Like the Freudian thing.
In this discussion, I've heard this before, but I don't know the.
So, Chris, the id would be instinct-driven, pleasure-seeking part of the mind, focused on immediate gratification. Ego, rational mediator to balance the impulses with real-world constraints, and the superego, moral conscious, representing societal and parental standards, striving for ideal behavior.
Super ego is me, obviously. Ego is Jason.
And I'm the id.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
you're id AF.
You're id AF, bro. I think, right, Jason? I think that's a fair.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. Chris, you're also into immediate gratification.
No, I definitely am. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we're all obviously sort of id with a super ego rising.
I mean, we all have all of this. Yeah,
we all have all of this. But if we did have to narrow it down, it'd be tough to argue with Chris's picks. Yeah. What do you think, Brian?
I'd have to agree. Unfortunately, I have to battle with my id on a daily basis.
We should do this, Jason. We should do this every episode, like the Proust questionnaire in the back of Vanity Fair. You know, where you just kind of everybody has to answer.
Yeah.
It's just weird for me to be the rational mediator.
I'm
balancing you.
Yeah, you balance me and the guest because I'm wild. You know, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, you're Buck Wild podcaster.
I'm Buck Wild as a podcaster, and you are very rational.
And I'm like, hey, keep it in the lanes, buddy. You're driving out of control.
You subtly make sure it's in the lanes, but I think everybody has their role, you know, and it's important to understand what you're good at.
It's true. We do live in a society.
You like it when I put my hand on your wheel, Chris?
It's like this podcast is like I'm getting my learner's permit, and Jason also has a steering wheel and a pedal, you know, on his side.
I got my clipboard out, like, ooh.
It's like, okay. As soon as I try to merge, he's grabbing mine. It's bad.
Call that a complete stop. Okay.
It's bad.
But Brian, I would say that you have good instincts for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I tried.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
I try. I think we're a good. Us three make up a good dude.
Yeah, I agree.
Like a solid dude.
If you take the three best parts of the three of us, it would make one solid man.
If we could teach Chris how to DJ, we'll be playing Red Rocks next year.
That would be thick. Dude.
How much time do we have? I mean, I could probably. I don't know if I could learn something new at my big age, but
that's what the sync button's for, Chris.
Dude, you can always learn something new, Chris. Dude, I don't like that mentality, bro. I believe.
No,
Shut
you're
that
right.
shit
I
down.
wish
Classic id right now.
I want to.
Yeah.
I really want to, but I find myself crippled. I really do. But it's something I'm working on.
But you have a lot. You have a lot on your plate, dude. So be easy on yourself.
No. I mean, thank you, but I also just think that there's like more to life than sort of how I experience it. You know what I mean? Like there's things like I don't do anything that gives me like pure joy, and that's the only point. I think it's hard to do. You know what I'm saying? Like there's either money attached, or there's ego attached, or there's something driving it beyond.
You're
just
taking your film photography just so you can get those clicks. You're working out so you can have a better body.
Yeah.
You're not doing it just
that's
for
what I'm
pure
saying. I think
pleasure.
that.
What do you think? What do you think? What do you think about birding?
Birding could be a little slow for me, but I like that of. I think that I should reach a plane where things like that are more appealing. But Jason, I feel like you. Right. I mean,
maybe snacking for you, Chris.
Yeah, honestly, like having a dessert is like the most joy that I feel probably because it's
great.
sort of bad boy and it's easy to get. You know.
Yeah.
It's legal.
It is bad boy, dude.
It's bad boy.
Wait, I have a question. Do you if you're out with the boys, right?
Is it gay to order dessert?
Is it gay to order dessert? Yeah, is it gay to order dessert with the boys?
I order dessert. If I'm at a restaurant, we're ordering dessert. Like if I'm at a real restaurant,
pause.
I'm ordering dessert.
Does it depend? Are some cities more or less like if I'm in Miami and I'm with the boys and you order dessert, maybe that's a little fruity. But if we're in another part, like if we're in Italy and you're like, I'll get a little espresso, a little
dessert everywhere. No, dessert everywhere, and depending on the amount of people, more than one. You know, if it's 4 fellas, you need 2 desserts minimum.
That's true.
You can't just be getting one.
Like, what flavor gelato do you want? And you're like, yes.
Yeah, you're gonna be crossing spoons.
What flavor gelato?
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Oh man! All right, we got to record some ads. Thank you, Brian. It's a pleasure. So good to see you.
Yeah, Brian's new record is out now, streaming everywhere on XL Records.
Yes, please stream it.
For fans of Sublime, enjoy it. It's a great one. Big. We have remixes coming soon, Brian.
Maybe you, dude. That would be sick.
Yeah, we needed them jeans. I was gonna say we needed them jeans edit.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk after this.
Yo, flow me the stems. No promises.
I think you need to remind the streets that how the edit game really works, Jason, because I think they've forgotten.
I'm the Arab music of adding a pre-existing drum loop to a quirky indie song. You already know what it is.
Dude, you know what I was talking about this morning that I haven't thought of in super long is Hipster. You guys remember Hipster Runoff?
Of course, legend.
Yeah. I think he listens to the pod, actually.
Someone was posting the Vice do's and don'ts book the other day, and I was like, God, this was such.
Yeah.
It was so fucking funny. Like it was so good in its prime. It was so funny.
Yeah, you guys should try to get Carlos on the pod.
Posiblemente.
The Hipster Runoff guy.
That would be possible. I don't know how many of our listeners are old enough to get it, but we could give them the lesson. It would be a teachable moment.
He probably does like agency work now. You know what I mean?
Probably.
Oh, he definitely works at Widening Kennedy. Yeah, he's like, I'm on the McDonald's account.
They're Droga. He's like a Droga 5 guy.
Yeah, he's Droga.
He's got the Crystal Castles hoodie on at the Droga 5 office.
Oh man, the Google stuff's giving me problems. I just can't crack it, but I think we're gonna get there.
Okay, Brian. Well, thank you again for doing the pod, and we will.
Thank you, bro. Good to see you.
We'll talk to you soon, Pim.
See you soon.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Arrivederci.
Dame un beso, baby, yo te lo voy a dar, con lo que sea, bajo del agua.